here on you.
Oh, good Lord, holy shit! What have we done here? This is going to be a nightmare. My God. Hi, Craig G, music director here at Revolution Radio. Other things. My beautiful the cameras. We're doing mirror image, so this way. There she is. Super, super, super sweet. My beautiful wife, Jen, also the program director here at Revolution Radio. And we've got two old friends of ours with us tonight, Mike Gamera and Judson Bray. And we're just going to have some fun with these guys and, cause some trouble, raise some havoc, and that's it. So this computer is still being a biatch. Come on. Goodness gracious. Anybody have anything they want to say before we get going here?
I'd like to do the Pledge of Allegiance.
Go for it.
What am I pledging to?
Go for it, Jen.
I pledge allegiance to Revolution Radio and the platform on which we stand.
No, censor.
We'll be talking about that shortly.
Do not pray to false idols.
Right. Okay. Isn't that what Dogma was all about? That's what that movie was all about, wasn't it?
That movie was about a lot of things.
It was Mooby? Was that the thing's name?
Mooby.
Yeah, the movie.
Right.
Yeah. It was about Catholic dogma.
Yeah,
you know?
the
That's
golden
right.
calf.
Right.
Well,
Right.
that's
George
when he went in and that's when he went in and shot them all.
Okay.
That's all.
That's right. Yeah, George Carlin was amazing in that.
Oh yeah.
George Carlin's pretty much amazing in anything.
Is our audience hearing sound?
I believe they are. Maybe somebody out there could let us know. I don't know. Is anybody watching right now? I'm not sure. We're just gonna have fun and go for it. Shit, Let's give her.
Give her.
Okay, so the first thing I wanted to talk to you guys about was an experience that I had with a computer company that may remain nameless. I'm not exactly sure. But all I'm going to say is, after speaking with 8 different people at this computer company, my situation didn't get resolved. And the thing that I think irked me the most was the fact that they used the line on me, if you're not using all of our products, some of them may not work with each other.
Oh, I can't figure out which company this might be. How many guesses do I get?
Two.
Yeah.
2 guesses. Go
Can
for
I
it.
bite into one?
Go for it.
Mhm.
It was like, okay, so I guess my point is, what year is this? Like, seriously, what year is this? When you're actually saying to
2021.
when you're saying to your customers, okay, I'm sorry, there's a strong possibility that the monitor, right? The screen that I bought, the screen, that's it. Not a CPU, nothing major, a monitor may not work with the tower that you're using because it's not our tower. Who the fuck do they think they are? That's my questions.
They think they're trying to get all your money. It's called share of wallet, my friend.
Yeah, I guess so. But like, really, in this day and age? Give me a
Oh yeah.
Should I say the name?
No,
Should I?
just rant.
Rant. That's the thing too. When you get passed from 8, you get passed through 8 people, literally 8 people in different
and you
departments.
have to call different numbers all the time, and
Right.
they all lead to the same place.
Exactly. And the other thing too was it led to the same place 2 or 3 times. And what ended up happening was, in the end, I ended up with the very first person that I spoke to. And that was the last. And I was like, I'm done. I'm out.
Yeah, that'll drive you nuts.
Called them
won't it?
first.
I've had a couple of good ones until I with my internet company. So I went with one of these, kind of the discount internet companies, and it got so bad that I took my box, I took it into the office, I walked into the office, and I put it down on the president's desk and just told him to, and all of a sudden it started working. I got some customer service after that. It was interesting.
You son of a bitch.
I can't.
All right, Craig. Hamilton Gaga wants you to say
Yeah.
which company dicked you around for 2 hours.
So okay. It wasn't 2 hours. It was 2 days.
Oh.
Yeah, like many phone calls over 2 days while I was off of work. I'll tell you what. I'll put it in the stream chat. How about that? Is that a good cop out?
You're still going to be liable.
Yeah.
Maybe I shouldn't.
Begins with a
L.
L.
That's all I'm going to say. Okay, so speaking of, this actually segues perfectly into really the topic. I think the one that's
the Beatles.
Because what are you free to express there, Craigie?
Well, I mean, I guess you can really be free to express whatever the hell you want. You might not be able to say,
now?
But yeah. Well, one thing I want to say is that this program is unofficially sponsored by Denon DJ because they're the greatest DJ company on the planet. And I'm just gonna keep saying their name until they sponsor us. I wonder if they'd let me say their tagline. I wonder if they'd let me, make a tagline for them. Denon DJ, we're fucking awesome.
It's a good tagline.
No, Mike, you're not.
I'm a fan.
Denon DJ, we're fucking awesome. They are awesome. They really are. They're just the best, and I love them. And I'll get their gear someday. In the meantime, I just have to use Pioneer. So this actually segues perfectly into what we're discussing. The amongst us, the four of us have known each other for Jen, Judd, and Mike. How long have the three of you known each other for?
Since 1989.
Wow,
Yeah,
you guys are.
Math, I guess.
You guys are fossils.
At least, yeah.
Not me. I'm young. I'm a spring chicken. Shut up, Jennifer. So, no, we, you guys have known each other a long time. And Jen and I, 20 years.
24 years.
It's a long, long, long time that we met. And
24 magical years.
Honestly, seriously,
Very magical.
1998. Just as I was starting to DJ in nightclubs, I was starting to get going in nightclubs. Mm-hmm. And yeah, so this is going to segue nicely what we were talking about of, you're going to be liable for this and all that shit. Censorship and cancel culture is kind of what we wanted to do on episode 1 tonight. Because I don't know about you guys, I fucking hate both of them. I hate cancel culture with an absolute passion. And I don't like censorship either. So, yeah. I just, basically for me, censorship is one of those things, I kind of want to know about stuff on my own. I want things to be my choice. I want to be able to get my own information on my own terms. And when somebody says to me, you can't do that because of the fact that it offends a group of people, I can understand that it offends people. That's fine. But by doing the whole cancel culture thing, you're taking away essentially my right to information or my right to entertainment or my right to music or my right to an old book or something. I don't know, guys.
I think the question then becomes, though, is at what point there's got to be some sort of a balance, and I think that's kind of where we in our Charter of Rights and Freedoms. I mean, they talk about that, and it's basically through the courts has been said that you're free to express whatever you want as long as it doesn't infringe on the safety, security, and whatnot of another group.
Free speech is free speech. It's unconditional. In the United States, it's a right. It's part of their constitution. In Canada, it is not a right. And we already have laws regarding speech. No, we don't have freedom of expression.
With certain exceptions. And that's what I'm saying is
I don't want exceptions on free speech.
But it I could get really abusive here in some of this stuff.
Don't get abusive. Don't be mean.
But I don't mean mean and abusive, but I mean at what point, if it's like hate talk, if it's promoting, a certain amount of groupthink in large populations, I mean, then we come into like fascism and racism and all of these types of things, and we all know all too well where those things can lead. So at what point do you say, okay, well, maybe we shouldn't let this person, have a negative influence on many other groups and a negative impact on society.
But if a person's going to be racist or ridiculous, let them be that, and the rest of us will judge them. And say you're an idiot.
That's exactly what I was getting at. It was the idea that I can't remember the name of the newspaper, but it was in sort of the rich area in and around Rosedale and places like that. Where Drake lives. Guys, help me out. The Bridle Path. Thank you. There was a newspaper that was out around. Pardon me?
Yeah.
Do you know what I'm talking about, Mike? Something like that. It was almost like.
And people were saying, it started showing up in everybody's mailbox, and people were complaining that this is anti-Asian. It's actually expatriate Asians that put that paper together.
Mm.
And that's cancel culture saying, no, you're not allowed to talk badly about your old country that you left in fear and horror.
Right. Well, I mean,
here in the land of the free.
Yeah, no, it wasn't actually. No, sorry, it wasn't the Epoch Times. It was actually. It was quite a racist and like homophobic publication, slamming black people, slamming Jews, pretty well everybody, essentially, except for white people. But I wish I could remember the name of. I should have looked it up. But anyways, it was the same thing. Canada Post was delivering it to people's mailboxes. People are like, "No, thank you." I can understand where people are coming from, but what to Jen's point, for me, I kind of want to see it because then I'm able to process it, laugh at these people, and judge it. You know what I'm saying? So I don't want someone taking that away from me so that I can essentially form my own opinion. Oh, and and then another thing too that people were saying, which I guess in a lot of ways does make sense, was that some people would say, well, if my kids are going to pick up the mail and they're reading this thing on the way back to the house from the mailbox, I don't want my kids seeing that. That I could understand. But I don't know. What do you guys think?
Mikey, you've got the floor.
Mike, you've been pretty quiet.
It's a terrazzo floor. Uh-oh.
That's EPOCH, Epoch Times.
Yes, I've read it.
Is it not working?
Oh, we got you. We got you now. No, you came back in.
Can you hear me?
Oh,
we can hear you.
Okay. I think it was the Epoch Times that you're talking about. I do remember there being a few news reports how upset people were, that they were racist. They were, slamming all these different groups and peoples. The Epoch Times, and it was anti-China stuff that our government and our liberal media issue with.
Okay.
That's maybe that gets into the international politics that we've been, our government has been kind of tiptoeing around the issues with China, for the last little while. I mean, I guess we're a small influence in a big world, but
I just got the name of the paper actually. It's called Your. As soon as I heard it, I instantly thought, I know it's not Epoch Times. It's called Your Ward News. You guys remember hearing about that? And it was Your Ward News editor-in-chief James Sears says he will fight the federal order to have Canada Post discontinue delivering his paper by taking it in front of a real judge. So I guess the federal government judge wasn't good enough. So that does anybody ever see an issue of that paper? because all I remember is listening to, I think it was News Talk 1010. Jen and I would listen to on the way into work, and I remember Christy Blatchford slamming it, and unfortunately, I never read an episode. I probably should have.
You're
But,
going back quite a ways then.
I don't think so. No, but again, talking about, it's ended up stopped being delivered by Canada Post, due to cancel culture.
See, which is really weird because I worked in Rosedale for a year and I never heard of or saw this publication.
Mm-hmm. Well, it's delivered right to people's houses, apparently. So I don't know. I can't imagine there would be a box sitting on a street corner somewhere of, somebody put in a quarter and get a Your Ward News. Not exactly sure, but.
No, but I mean, I guess it comes down to propaganda, though. And is that what this is, or is it news, or is it an opinion? Is it like, what is the information that they're trying to do?
It wouldn't have been news. It wouldn't have been news in the proper objective sense.
But was formulated to look like news, to look official.
Yes, it was false. Yes,
persuasive. People that are,
news that were considered.
Absolutely, you could, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
But again, that's where I'm getting at is where is the balance? I mean, do you let people just have free run, and then we deal with the consequences of that? I.e., and it was very, it really was kind of minor, but the storming the Capitol Hill and Trump and whatnot, him running his mouth off to a bunch of rednecks down in the States, and I mean, he has influence over these people. I mean, they just kind of follow what he says, and they still will.
Yeah.
So do you let people like that just go off and incite other people to kind of do things? I mean, yes, if there's a little raid on the Capitol building, some guy with horns, walking out with the podium, but what's it going to be the next time? Like we've seen this in history. What is it? Churchill said, people who don't know their history are doomed to repeat it, right?
Well, all I know is the Capitol. Yeah, that was. I don't know about you guys. Watching that unfold in real time was unreal. Uh-oh, Mike, were you saying something?
When we're looking at history, though, a state-run media is probably not. That's perfect.
Oh, you're breaking up.
Breaking up.
Sorry, Mike. We can't. You're cutting in and out, buddy.
Am I? Okay.
Yeah.
I think then, because I've been having trouble kind of hearing what you guys are saying as well.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Dude, that sucks.
Yeah, when you're living out in the sticks, I guess these things happen, huh?
Right.
Oh yeah.
Are you?
Yeah.
A Roger Shaw merger will fix that.
Mike, are you on a well?
No, but I've got the kids up on the roof adjusting the antenna as we're doing this. They're just sort of turning it and.
Oh yeah. Hot, cold, medium, hot, hotter.
Yeah, Mike's frozen again.
Supposed to rain on Wednesday. Send them up the roof with golf clubs.
Right.
Yes.
Hey, Mike, turn your camera off for a second and see if that makes a difference.
There's something about cancel culture that's really bothering me. When celebrities are canceled, we're not supposed to enjoy their work anymore. And we're not supposed to watch their movies and enjoy them. I think that's ridiculous. Like,
oh, you're talking like Roseanne and.
I like Roseanne, and I'm sorry she was canceled. I think that's a ridiculously left-wing response.
Yeah.
I also mean celebrities like
Spacey.
Who else did?
Yeah, like Kevin Spacey. I love Kevin Spacey's work.
Oh, I do too.
Love what he does. I don't care that he grabbed asses of young men 20 years ago. I don't care. I'm going to watch his movies.
Well, again, he's been more or less cleared of any of the really bad things he was accused of, is my understanding lately. But
he touched
they don't really
with clothes on.
Yeah.
Freaking who cares? That is gay culture.
Yeah, and I think as a society, more than censorship, I do think that we're getting a little too sensitive, about all these different issues these days. I mean, can you imagine a show like All in the Family running today?
Good Lord, no.
Archie Bunker.
Or all the old Looney Tunes commercials with Foghorn Leghorn. I mean, he was horribly racist, I mean, with stuff like that would never run, these days.
Mm-hmm. No, I was running some like early Disney, cartoons with the kids, and they had Mama with the Big Lips and all. And I mean, it was just, you look at it and you're like, well, that's not going to fly today.
Yeah.
Yeah, none of that. I mean, maybe nor should it, but
yeah. Or when Bugs Bunny got high on the ether.
Yeah.
Come back here, you rabbit. That would you'd never run anything like that in a commercial or a cartoon these days.
Addressing Hamilton Gaga.
They throw him into the Betty Ford clinic. What's that?
Addressing Hamilton Gaga's comment. I think that being punished by having your entire career erased because you touched the bums of two gay men when you were 20 years old is not a fair punishment. It's just not fair. It's not equitable.
It may have been a little excessive. And the other thing for me too that I can't stand is, you judge by, essentially, basically, let's judge the path through today's 2021 filter, it's it's a shame. It really is. But that's what ends up happening, I guess. Oh, here we go. So we're having a quick private chat here. We're trying to figure out what to do with our friend Mike. We feel bad for him because he's about 16 hours north of where we are here. And so, yeah, it's pitch black where he is right now.
Mikey, can you go on straight audio without the video?
You're on audio now, right, Mike? Can you hear us?
Yeah, I've turned off the camera. Are you guys able to hear me?
Yeah, we can hear you just fine, actually. It maybe gives sort of an air of mysteriousness to our friend Mike over here. Who is this man Mike you speak of?
Maybe the internet's just trying to say Mike's got a face for radio, that's all.
Oh.
Whoa!
Boom.
More than likely.
If I...
and a voice for silent films.
And that's right. Mic drop. Oh, Hamilton Gaga is showing her our good friend Hamilton Gaga. Here we are. Here we go. Mike, we are here with you. Ritz Mitz, vote yeah, Twitch. Oh, those are emojis. Sorry, those are the names of emojis. I'm reading the name of an emoji. Ritz Mitz, vote yeah, Twitch Unity, cool cat. Sorry. Jazz hands. So, well, I mean, uh-oh. What do you see, Mike?
Jazz hands.
We can't see Mike. He could, oh, okay. I was going to say, we can't see Mike. He could be looking at anything right now. Literally anything. Well,
Mike,
this is episode 1. He's partying all right. He's pantsless now. Is anybody here wearing pants? This is the beautiful thing about the Roundtable.
No, I'm all business upstairs, and I'm all party in the basement here.
Fantastic.
I gotta watch how far the can slides down. That's all.
What I am Métis. That's what I am up top. And I'm basketball shorts on the bottom. So black basketball shorts. So
I'm
simple.
lovely shirt, PJ pants.
Nice.
Yeah, baby. I hear you. That's me.
That's how I teach all day. I put my pajamas on and a nice shirt.
Yeah, that's the way it's going these days.
That's what everybody says. Yeah, going to business meetings in a really nice top and pajama pants bottoms.
Yeah, shirt sales have stayed strong, but yeah, the pants market has gone down into the sweats.
Well, this really sucks because usually Mike has a lot to say about everything. Actually, Mike has a lot to say about everything.
Is this a better connection here? Are you guys able to hear me?
Oh, absolutely.
We can now. Yeah.
Okay.
Hello.
I'm sort of floating around the house here.
Oh, okay.
Looking for a better signal.
You know what? This is rock. That's rock and roll right there, baby. That's rock and roll. That's a man who is. That is a man who is committed to his craft. Yeah, because Mike normally has a lot of great stuff to say about everything, but we just can't. Yeah.
Yeah, along with the whole censorship thing, and the other thing, I kind of. Yeah. You can.
Sorry, buddy. What is it, Mike?
I was wondering if it might be time to play something on cancel culture.
Okay, sure. Actually, I have something to play too.
Yeah.
So if you put it up in the queue for
Chappelle?
me, Mike. No. I mean, I could find it probably. Oh, do you have it there, Mike? If you get it ready, I'll put it up in the queue. And
hold on a second. I think I forgot to
just share audio. Share that audio, Mike.
Yeah.
That's why Chappelle walked away from his show, though, right? They were just they were trying to clam him up too much.
Yeah. That, and they were going to hand him like a ridiculous amount of money. And he was like,
yeah, I can understand how that would be an incentive to walk away, but.
Oh, sorry. Sorry. Any luck, Mike?
Yeah, 1 sec.
Worst case scenario, I'll see if I can find it. Okay. I'm going to actually play something here, guys, by someone that we really admire. All of us really admire. And I know everybody out there is going to admire it as well. What I want to do is do that. And I want to do that and that. And so what I'm going to do is this. See if you guys can hear this. Okay.
Do this, that, and. Come on, do it, baby.
Just bitch about that for
a minute, it's so awful, isn't it? It starts out as a halfway decent idea,
right.
And then it goes completely wrong. It's taken to ad absurdum. I used to go out and do these racial jokes. I'd say French. Why do the French have so many civil wars so they can win one now and again? Why are Australians so well balanced? Because they have a chip on each shoulder. I used to do these jokes, and then I say, and there were these two Mexicans, and the whole place would go, oh.
Right.
I want to say, what make jokes about Swedes and Germans and French and English and Canadians and Americans. Why can't we make jokes about Mexicans? Is it because they're so feeble that they can't look after themselves? You see, it's very, very condescending then. Well, why is it? Who are the people you can't make jokes about?
Muslims.
Muslim?
Yeah. Try that.
Yeah, but that's
what your Twitter feed says.
Yes. Yeah, but that's not saying that you can't. That just means that they'll kill you.
Fuck
right?
them. Yes.
Yeah.
Oh, yes. I've said that.
Theoretically, you could.
I've made jokes like, it's a religion of peace. There's a piece of you over there. There's a piece of you over there. And see,
John Cleese loved
They're pretending to laugh now, but you can tell their first instinct was, oh, no, you didn't,
Oh, dear. I think it's terribly important. But the problem is, if you make jokes about people who are going to kill you, there is a sort of a tendency to hold back a little, isn't there?
Yeah.
Just a little. But I mean, I think any kind of fundamentalism is terribly funny because the thing about fundamentalism is it's taking whatever the book is, the Quran or the Bible, absolutely literally.
Right.
Now, I've met some pretty smart people in my life. You know, not a single one of them was literal minded.
Right.
Right?
That's absolutely true.
So do we say, well, Jesus said these things, but of course Jesus was very, very literal minded, so he would want these things to be interpreted absolutely literally. No, he was smarter than that. And this is all basic misunderstanding.
Well, if you're going to take anybody literally, I would take him literally, because he was a promoter of peace. Mostly.
Yes.
Although he could be cranky too.
Well, he threw the moneylenders out of the temple, didn't he?
Right, and he said things like, if you don't come to God through me, you will burn, which is cranky.
Yeah.
But
But
in general, he's nicer.
On
yes.
the whole, he's nice.
So that's John Cleese with Bill Maher, and
that kind of gets to the point I was talking about earlier. Is as far as censorship and whatnot goes, as a society, have we gone too far? It's like a pendulum. There never seems to be a good equilibrium in the middle. It goes way here, it goes way there. Where's a good balance? Is there such a thing as a good balance in reality, or are we not capable of it?
Yeah, that's a really good point. Actually, it would be nice if there was middle ground, because then, you wouldn't have things being. You wouldn't have people telling me what I can and cannot read, or can and cannot watch or enjoy.
And I
Sorry,
think
Mike?
John Cleese raises a good point there. When he's talking about, I've heard that said quite a bit. If you want to know who has the power in society, just figure out who you're not allowed to make fun of.
Yeah. Interesting.
That's actually a very good point, I would say.
Sorry, another one that John Cleese actually made that wasn't in that video, and I tried finding it, but I couldn't see where. I just couldn't find it, unfortunately, before tonight. But he was talking about people that have difficulty dealing with their own feelings, then have to turn around and censor others because they don't know how to deal with their own internal struggles or issues, or what they find funny, what they find acceptable, and all of those things.
Isn't that just humanity in general?
It could be, sure, yeah.
People are overcompensating for their own insecurities.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's just I guess, and with media the way it is now, everybody's got a voice in social media and whatnot as well. But again, it's if we're getting down to the censorship issue, again, it's just where do you draw the line?
I'd really love to see people I'm sorry, Mike, just really quickly. I'd love to see people as well too, dig into as many sources as you possibly can, because everybody knows that most of the media that you're going to end up watching the very first time is probably the one that fits the narrative that you actually have on a daily basis. But really just stretch out and say, okay, so I've gotten this from this. Oh, was that? Oh, I'm sorry, guys. That was me. Sorry about that.
No, that's okay.
Wow. Holy
jumping!
jumping, that is annoying. My apologies. I thought I took that off.
Feedback?
Yeah. So just basically to say, with the narrative fitting your...
Back to what you're saying, though. Technology now has built itself around feeding people in that they're most interested in. And that's kind of the corporate agenda. They want to sell you stuff and whatnot. But it's programmed into your Google, into your internet searches,
your Facebook,
YouTube, everything.
It's the echo chamber of your own interests constantly reflected back to you. So you're not getting other perspectives.
And no matter how hard you try, you have to try very
so
hard to get multiple perspectives, because it keeps wanting to feed you your favorite perspective. And reinforce. And that's where you see society now. Yeah, baby. And that's where you see society now is becoming more extreme one way or the other. It's, in politics.
I think part of the problem is
kind of the epitome of that.
Mike?
Part of the problem is that you've got an accepted view in society, and anything that falls a little bit outside of that is censored.
Mm-hmm.
So if you want a different opinion than what's in mainstream media, you do have to dig and look around for it.
Absolutely. Yeah, I totally agree with you. Mike, did you get a chance to find the Dave Chappelle clip?
Yeah, it should be up there and shared in your queue.
Let's have a look. See here. What do we got? Oh, okay. Here we go.
There we go. Okay, I'm just going to hit play on that.
I want to see if you can guess who it is I'm doing an impression of. All right, let me get into character. You got to guess who it is, though. Here it goes. Duh. Hey, duh. If you do anything wrong in your life, duh, and I find out about it, I'm going to try to take everything away from you. And I don't care when I find out. Could be today, tomorrow, 15, 20 years from now. If I find out, you're fucking finished. Who's that? That's you. That's what the audience sounds like to me.
He's brilliant.
That's
You
why I
always
be coming out doing comedy all the time, because y'all niggas is the worst motherfuckers I've ever tried to entertain in my fucking life.
See, and I love that clip. I love that show that he did because it made liberals squirm.
Oh, shoot.
Know what to do with him.
Yeah. Mike, can you say that again? I apologize. I cut you off right after the video.
Yeah, so I was just saying, like, what I loved about that clip and that whole show that he did is that it made liberals squirm. They didn't know what to do with that.
Like
because there's their hero. There's their hero, Dave Chappelle, right? A liberal icon. Mm-hmm. And he's calling them out for their cancel culture.
Like remember Clayton Bigsby, the black KKK leader who was blind.
That was funny.
I mean, my God, holy shit! Like, you know, if you want to talk about taking chances and the racial draft that he did too, the racial draft when they made Tiger Woods white, and they made or how did they do it again? Oh gosh, somebody's going to kick me out there for saying no, it went this way.
Nash, you're talking about.
Pardon me?
They were saying, well, what's the world come to when the black guy is the best golfer in the world and the white guy is the best basketball player
in the world?
Yeah.
But you know what? Like, more specifically, like the whole Harvey Weinstein fiasco. Does this mean we are not supposed to celebrate any of his movies anymore?
I don't.
I kind of like those movies.
And that's what I see a lot of too. Like when it's somebody who leans a little more conservative, it's accepted, it's expected that you cancel all of their movies and all their past work. When it's somebody who's on the liberal side, you can let it go.
I agree. I think there's a double standard.
Well, one thing, that it's an interesting, Jen, because that's a really good question. I almost called you Jay. That's what I call Jen when it's just the family. That's a really good call because I mean those movies, a lot of them were great, you know, and important as far as movie culture goes, as far as actors' careers went. That's a really that's a tough one. I'd probably have to say I would still watch the movies, but
I still do watch the movies.
Yeah.
I mean, you can.
And so do I.
I mean,
yeah.
You know, but it's messages in the movies. But you know, Weinstein just being a scumbag didn't necessarily have that. You know, he wasn't portraying himself in the movies. You know, I mean, it was behind the scenes, and I mean, can you punish him for what he's done? Like, I assume that's what they're doing with him now, but.
Mm-hmm.
You know, financially, should he benefit from what's that?
Legally, they're punishing him. But like you say, financially, he's still reaping all that benefit.
Yeah. Wasn't he one of the wealthiest people in Hollywood at one point in time?
Definitely.
Yeah.
You know, but a lot of these guys in power are, like the psychopath in the corner office, and
that's
no
how
exception.
you get to the corner office.
Yeah, you have to be
a psychopath.
You have to be fucked up in order to do it. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, Bill Gates is not a nice guy. You know, when it comes down to it, I hate to say it, but Steve Jobs, he was not a nice guy.
Nope.
He
Nope.
got what he wanted.
No, absolutely. Yeah. Bill Gates famously said years ago, I never made money from writing checks.
Yeah.
Right.
Mhm.
So, I mean, Steve Jobs, I'm sure would be the first person to say the same thing too.
Oh, and some of the things he did and screwed over Steve Wozniak, and I mean, it's terrible. Some of the things the man did, but I mean, he had a great PR.
Yeah.
But not a nice guy.
And he would
But
come out in that,
most of these-
and he would come out in that fucking black sweater and blue jeans. That was
Yeah.
it.
Turtleneck.
What was a comedian that said he used to come? Oh, Bill,
Yes, I believe,
Bill
I
Burr.
believe what Hamilton's saying here. Yeah.
Yeah, Bill Burr. Yeah, he had a great line where he said, you go to the Nerd Fest and Steve Jobs comes out by himself. He's not got any of his scientists with him or anything. It's just him, black shirt, blue jeans, no belt. He's just so. I love Bill Burr. That's another one. There's a bunch of comedians that are out these days that, thank God for them. Ricky Gervais is another one. Thank God for them.
Him at the Golden Globes calling all of them out.
God, when he got up,
beautiful.
When he got up and he said, he didn't kill himself, just like Jeffrey Epstein, and everybody's like, oh, kind of thing, and he's like, really, too soon?
Yeah.
Like the guy, really?
Yeah, you had to find your own flight here.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, that's right. You had to find your own helicopter ride here. Yeah, exactly. Guy's a pedophile and a sex trafficker, and his death is too soon. You guys are weird. Anyway, talking about Jeffrey Epstein makes me angry.
I say these people are scumbags and just a sense of entitlement, no conscience. Psychopaths, all right?
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
What were those?
Craig,
Those
can
were
you
the
see the
2020s?
chat?
Yep. Can I see the chat? Yes.
Okay.
Yeah. Stream. Okay, yeah. So we got Twitch on and everything. Yeah. Hang on a second. What's going on here? There we go.
I think those were the 2020 Golden Globes.
Yeah. Yeah, I think it was the 2020 Golden Globe. Yeah, because the Golden Globes usually happen pretty early in the year, I think, if I'm not mistaken, right? I think that January or February they usually end up happening. I believe it was last year's. Yeah, the last time it was actually Ricky Gervais himself said it was going to be the last time he would host. He wasn't going to do it anymore. I think he'd done it at that point in time 5 times, 6 times.
Something like that, yeah.
Yeah, he'd done it a bunch of times.
We don't have cable either.
It was either Ricky Gervais or Tina Fey and Amy Poehler. They were really funny doing it too. They were great. Ricky Gervais was the perfect host. Hamilton Gaga, you're absolutely right. He was. Well, anything else we want to talk about here, guys, before we call it an evening? I know we started a little bit late, but I really appreciate you guys talking about all of this stuff.
One last thing, in law, there is a chilling effect legal definition. So in constitutional law, the inhibition or discouragement of the legitimate exercise of a constitutional right, typically, especially, the freedom of speech. Any action that you take or the government takes to create a chilling effect is typically overruled. And if you look at cancel culture, essentially that's what it seems to me they're trying to do is create a chilling effect that you will believe this set of values that we agree with, right? The liberal media and so forth. And if you disagree, right, we're going to cancel you. And that creates a chilling effect for anybody who might have a slightly different opinion.
Did you guys know that all the COVID stickers you see on the floors of stores and in the windows of shops are printed by
I do believe I heard that.
a company owned by Doug Ford?
Yeah, it's his family company. Yeah.
That's amazing.
Wow, he's
Yeah,
not
well,
he's not trying to make money off this. Wow.
Well,
of course not.
Well, I mean, the only way to, make money off of those stickers is if people actually see them, is by reopening businesses that maybe don't need to be open just yet. But anyway, that's another whole. That'll be our conversation for next time, guys, I think. Unless you want to talk about it now. I'm game. Whatever.
No, Mikey, any last words?
No, I think I'm good to wrap that up then.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think
Frankie, any closing thoughts on you?
Well, not really. I just sincerely appreciate you guys hanging with us tonight. We've known the two of you for a very, very long time, and we always have interesting conversations. Now, the Roundtable is going to be going every Tuesday night at this time at 8 p.m. We're going to have a rotating, group of guests every single week. It'll be different, but it's basically you guys are going to be back, and the next time we have you guys come back, I'd love to talk about COVID. I'm
gonna send Mikey an Ethernet cable.
An Ethernet cable?
Yeah, we'll have to get something sorted.
Ethernet, yeah. All right, guys.
Ground that shit, Mike.
Yeah.
Get yourself a cable that's actually been designed in the last, how many 10 years? How long has Ethernet been around
5 years.
for?
5 years.
How long's Ethernet been around for?
20 years.
And next time we do this
Wi-Fi here.
And next time, Mike, next time we do this podcast, buddy, you're nice and mellow and chill tonight. So next time we do this podcast, we're going to make sure we get a couple of glasses of red wine into you before we start taping.
Definitely.
I'll mail you a box of Jackson Triggs Shiraz.
Right.
Right, okay. We'll have a blast next time. Guys, thank you so much for joining us. Hamilton Gaga and others, everybody that's out there, thanks so much for joining us. We really appreciate it. Revolution Radio will be back live on the air in about 15 minutes or so. Just give me a bit of time to rework all of the wires here, and we'll have some more 24/7 music for you. So thanks again so much, folks. I really appreciate it. And it's perfect timing because now our dogs are asking for their treat.
Thanks for the shout out.
Yeah, honestly, thank you. Thank you so much, guys. Really appreciate it. We'll talk to you soon. And Hamilton Gaga will be back live on the air shortly. Take care, everybody.